Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we got a new camera from Rockware. This is a PTZ camera, you know how we normally do, but this one is a USB one, and I want to see, is there any use for a USB PTZ camera? And let me show you what comes in the box, how we have it set up, and give you some ideas of how you may be able to use this in your ministry. So let's go and relocate upstairs so that we can test what's in this thing. All right, got a new work area here, and I am doing this all on my phone as well too. So inside of here, we're not gonna use this since this is USB, but we got our manual, we got our USB cable, power plugs, different adapters for different countries. There's another adapter. And we have a remote and the actual camera. So let me actually change over to this camera so I can actually do this properly. Alrighty, so now that I got some more space, let's open up the rest of this. Come on. Oh. Alrighty, so this thing is tiny. If we cut over here so you can see what's in the back here, you can see that it doesn't have as many connections. It only has power. It has RS-232, and it has a USB 2.0. So you can connect this to a joystick, but again, there's no Ethernet, there's no HDMI out, so this can't be repurposed for anything like what we typically would use. So again, this is meant to be something to where like you have kind of like what I'm using right now, my laptop, and you have a direct connection. This could be, before I go into setting up and everything, where could I see this being used? Now, I'm thinking about Signs and Wonders because that's where I'm at right now. I can see this being mounted in a conference room and have a jack on the wall or in one of those fancy desks that has the cables connected to it so that the computer can connect directly to it. And then this could be a nice Zoom conference, FaceTime type of implementation that's played into the wall, and you don't have to worry about a camera, and it's just connected. Now, in that type of setup, maybe the joystick would be good. I think using a PTZ might be overkill, but a joystick would be overkill in that type of setup. But if this is a conference room, kind of like how I run Bible study at my church, I could have Pastor, Dr. Laura, whoever is at the table, and then somebody off in another room, the next room over, could be moving the camera so we can remove all the equipment out of the room. That's why I could see something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and hook this up to the Mac. I already have a power strip here, and I think my hub that I'm using for the Mac, because I'm using the first Mac M1. So I want to make sure that I have enough plugs for that. And my phone is not on mute. So as you can see, we're getting power up right now. And I'm gonna put this close enough for my joystick, which you can't see that I'm actually using right now, to be connected to this. So that's what I'm gonna have hooked up. And I do have a longer cable, so we would connect it right there. So now we got something. And we're going to connect this to the Mac, and then we're going to cut over to see what it looks like and put it through its paces, as well as show you the configuration. I will address and reference the previous video where I did the AVideo 1 joystick on how we're going to set this up. So let's connect this and we'll go from there. All right, so we're here on the Mac. Let's go ahead and open up OBS. And I'm gonna skip this update for right now, But let's go ahead and go to streaming, and I'm going to turn off the audio because I don't have any audio connected here. So let's go to our video capture, and we're going to connect. There it is, our HDMI camera, and it says India video. I wonder what is that. I don't know what that is. But anyway, let's go to the camera, and there we go. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. So we got our camera coming in here. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. Go ahead and drop this down a little bit, as much as we can. And let's get rid of our dock. All right, so there we go. Now, what we're going to do is try and get our joystick connected. All right, so I'm trying to figure out which camera to look at. I'll look at this one or that one. So anyway, we got everything set up. So I'm using a USB control because the AVideo one is not working with that. Look them up. It's an issue with the protocol. So this is not the joystick. So we got another one set up. It's a software-based one. There is no Mac component right now, but again, with the right joystick, you're not going to have an issue. So as you can see, I can move the camera and everything like that. See my office, we can go up, down. We can set all the presets like you typically would use with any type of joystick. So let's say I want to save this position. I'll call this position me. I will save that. And then I'm going to make another position, and we set the camera over there. And let's see, let's zoom in. So we can go to my on air camera. I mean, not on air, but my on air sign. And we'll set this position to number 2 on air. All right. So just like with any other camera, you can do the same thing. And then I will call position number 1 now. And boom, there we go. If I call position number 2, we do that and move, that will move back to the on air right there. Really slick. So you get all the same functionality of any type of PTZ, but again, it is USB based. So you got to think. Now I'm trying to decide which one to look at. But anyway, having something like this stationary in an office with a USB connection would give you all the functionality of being able to have one camera that can easily move back and forth. And you can get a simple joystick to do that as well too, if you really want to have a manual control, and you can have it set right there, all set up, have it connected to hidden wires on the floor or in the wall. So there's a joystick, and all somebody would have to do is just connect the USB to it, and boom, it just goes right there. Again, if you use something like this, I would recommend that you actually plug it into some on and off power strip, or have a smart intelligent outlet that will turn it on and off. That way you don't have to worry about power. Now, the one thing I did not test is, will this work if it's pulling power from the USB? So let me go ahead and kill the power to this, and we'll see. And I don't know if you can tell, there's the power cable. So it is now pulling power from the USB. So you don't even need power. So I stand corrected. You can mount this on a wall, and it will suck power from the USB, and that will power it and give it control. So if I still hit home, so we're still getting it moving and all this other stuff. So that is really cool. So again, you don't need power. And as long as the computer is able to provide enough power to it, there you go. That really, for $278 is the list price that this is going for. This is a steal. But again, it's about the right scenario of where you will want this camera to be used at. So again, for me, if you wanted to have something, how I plan to use this is to mount this in the conference room at my church and run a USB cable up to, and we have like an intelligent desk that you can have jacks and everything put right there, or just have the USB cable hanging. People can plug in, and then there you go. Now, again, there is no way to bring sound directly into this, so you would have to use something else. So if you're doing a conference or something like that, you can use this camera and then use like I have a Rodecaster, or you can use your local mic so that people can pick up, or, honestly, if you're doing this in a conference room, you will probably have some type of conference room speaker system set up so that everybody at the table can talk and it makes it easy. But again, thank you so much, Rockware, for sending this to me and testing it out. This is how I'm going to be using it. We're not having anything, obviously, this week because of the holiday here in the US. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. But I'm going to put this in the conference room and see how everybody uses this. Now, again, you know what I should do? Now, one thing I forgot to test out is the fact that we have this YOLO Live Pro, and it can actually take in USB video. So you can hook up a webcam to it. So what we're going to do is test out to see, can we add this PTZ to this? So as you can see, we have our USB. We're going to go ahead and plug that in. And there you go. You see, it's actually getting control. Now, let me hook up a cable here so you can actually see the output of the YOLO box. To be USB out. I mean USB. I'm saying the wrong things. HDMI out. And let's power it up. So you got to think, this would be really cool that if you wanted to have some more functionality and you want to add this to this, because I know a lot of people like the PTZs and sometimes the price is kind of tight. But if you get a simple joystick that's going for maybe $120, you can actually get cheaper ones. And then you have this and you have a YOLO box, this would be a good option to add to it. So let's go ahead and let's just go into monitor mode. And boom, there you go. Let's cut over to the input so you can see it directly. And as you can see, me running around, we're pulling from the USB over the camera. Really, really cool. Now, I don't have a joystick over here to see how I have everything set up, but you can see that this is really, really cool. And we're pulling from this camera and it's going USB only, and it's pulling power from the YOLO box, sending it over to the PTZ, and the PTZ is giving me control. And I like that little focus right there. So again, I'm pretty close on here. So really, really, really cool that if you had something like this, it just shows more additional function that you can use with. So again, thank you, Rockware, for sending this to me. Link is down below if you're interested in getting one of these. And again, they sent this to me. They're seeing a review the exact same time. So we'll play around with this some more. I'll get some more joysticks to play around with this and give you some suggestions later on. But let me know down in the comments, what other stuff would you like me to test out with this? Do you want me to do a video where I actually install this in the conference room and see how this works? I will do that, because that's what this channel is about, is help modernize your media ministry, bringing different tips, training strategies, and reviews to do such things. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you on the next video. Later.